Woodsworks Media.
I wish you would tell me the truth. I wish you would give me the proof.
Got that real tea, no Lipton. Straight facts, no fiction. My prediction is addictive.
I wish you would tell me the truth.
This episode is gonna be fun. First of all, shout out to my boy Carlton Brown and the creator of Have to Dream Clothing for making this dope ass hat.
Yeah.
We're gonna be talking about the ladies today, so I had to put a little love into it with the cream and burgundy. You can see it's fresh. I know I ain't matched the fit, but I got Pac on, and who else love the ladies more than Pac? So it's only appropriate. So welcome to another episode of I Wish You Would, the podcast. It's your boy Torch from Blazing.
Yeah.
And as always, I got my co-heart and crying with me, my wife, Sean the wife.
Yep.
And we got a guest that doubled back, came back for another episode. Miss Janelle, the R&B singer. How you doing today?
I'm good. How are you? Thank you for having me.
As always, you know, enjoyed you last time. Told you we was going to double back, so we're doing it again.
Thank you. I enjoyed myself too, so I'm glad.
Yeah, you enjoyed yourself a lot. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I was feeling some type of way. Y'all was roasting me.
Pouring it on thing, huh? That was accurate in Torch One.
That was all love. You know what I'm saying? Shout out April. You know what I'm saying? It was all love. You feel me?
Oh my God.
You know what I mean? It was a fun episode.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the reason we're here today, social media, man, it's been showing a lot of different feelings and emotions from a lot of different people, and we had some different topics, some things we heard, and we just kind of wanted to touch on it. I'm gonna let you kind of put it out there since you know, like I said, this is Ladies' Day, so.
Yeah, well, it's not necessarily a ladies' topic. This is a topic that everybody can participate in. So I wanted to talk about doing things on social media, trying to get a rise out of people so they can go back and forth for, you know, people do it for engagement. They say they want people to comment, and the more engagement they get, of course, they get people commenting, and next thing you know, because they're monetized, right? They earn the money. So they're putting out these questions. You know, it seems to be divisive. However, these questions, they know people are going to have opinions, perspectives, different outlooks and stuff like that. And I'll be like, okay, are people asking these questions to get a rise out of us, or are they really trying to get some understanding on a topic? And there was one topic, right, that a person we know brought up, and the question was this is the first thing that got me going. The question was, hey, baby mamas, are y'all gonna let y'all baby daddy take y'all children out of state? And I was like, is this a real question? Is somebody actually trying to get an honest answer out of this? Or are they trying just to get engagement so people can come to their page, put comments down, and so that post can get attention, and next thing you know, they get monetized. You know what I'm saying? And then the more attention your page gets from your post, the more it goes out into the algorithm and says, hey, you know, look at this, pay attention to this, come feed into this. So yeah, it was a question, and I'm like, I don't even know if they're serious about asking this, because I'm like, and I want to get y'all take, why would somebody ask, like, the parent of the child, why would they ask a parent, or why would they ask other people if they're going to let the other parent of the child take them out of state, you know?
Some people use kids as as items, you know what I'm saying? Like, instead of two people who made a baby that were obviously in love one time, or, you know, intimate one time, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
They made a child, and because they're mad or they're bitter, they they kind of use it as I don't know what a levy or something.
Yeah.
Like it's wrong. But
Yeah.
I think I honestly, like, not knowing like the background and what you said, I think they may have like really genuinely wanted to know, because we don't know. I mean, I don't know what that. I mean, I don't know what that. I personally, I mean, if me and my kid's dad, we were talking and he was like, "Hey, can I bring the kids?"
Mhm.
Like, I would ask him like, "Hey, can just to make sure, out of
Yeah.
respect, like, hey, can I bring the kids
Yeah.
out of state?" And then
Yeah.
vice versa. It's not one of, but I don't know if they meant by the question like negative, you know what I mean? Like, hey, you know what? Y'all gonna let y'all's baby daddy take him out of state because I wouldn't do it, blah blah blah. That's probably how they meant it.
You don't know how they meant it. Well, you were gonna say something?
No, I'll let you guys finish.
No,
I
go
mean,
ahead.
I got an opinion. I mean, well, first of all, we're going to make a slight correction. When I said Ladies' Day, I didn't mean the topic. I meant
Oh.
that we have 2 ladies on the show and just me. So, you know what I mean?
Oh,
It's
Okay.
well, no,
okay.
it's Ladies' Day. We had a lady guest, you know what I mean? I was going to let my lady do most of the hosting. You know what I mean? So don't be trying to put me in no corner now. Y'all know I swing for the fences. But secondly, social media is not a real place. It's a fantasy world.
It's not a real place?
It's not. No.
You could be whoever you
It's-
want to be.
It's a place to have conversation and have free thoughts that you wouldn't say out loud unless your situation was of that. And again, like Janelle said, without knowing without knowing the individual personally, or knowing the person's individual situation, it's really hard to pass judgment on a comment. Now, I think a lot of this is for engagement, because reality shows that the more controversial the topic, the more engagement it tends to be, the more back and forth, the more difference of opinions you hear people giving online. So, I mean, me personally, I laugh at stuff like that. I keep scrolling, take it as a
don't
grain
pay
of
it no
salt.
mind, because
Yeah.
Yeah.
honestly,
Yeah.
honestly too, I don't think, sometimes there's people who don't even want your opinion. Like, they just want it for the clout, one.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
two, people think so differently.
Yeah.
If I were to put like a statement like right here or whatever,
Uh-huh.
we would all read it differently. We would all interpret like a statement differently.
Yeah, we'd have that different interpretation.
Yeah. Because I mean, it's text. You don't know how the other person
Right.
was trying to relay it.
It's open-ended, and I think they do that on purpose, right? Because they want to get various opinions, they want to get various perspectives, they want to get, like you said, any type of engagement for the clicks and views. Because they're equating to money nowadays. You know what I mean? Like, we have a podcast. We're on a podcast.
Well, I was going to say that. I mean, look at that. I mean, someone's words jumped off of social media
Yep.
into a conversation at home, which made us laugh and giggle.
Yep.
That now we decided to have a show about, so we could share our feelings and get other people's opinion about it. I mean, that's the amazing thing about social media, but that's also why it's not a real place, because these are technically private conversations. I mean, let's be real. If you're in a situation where your your mother or father of your child is not a person you can trust to take that child out of town or out of state, that's a real thing. There's really people out there who have those situations.
Yeah.
And while it's funny to those of us who don't, or it's funny to those who might have something slightly similar but not as deep, we can all laugh and joke about it, but somebody else might be crying when they read that.
Yeah.
So again, social media is not a real place, because you don't mean to bully anybody. You're just having fun.
Yeah.
And we have to make sure we take it as such. It can't be
People
taken
speak
as
too
something that.
sensitive.
Well,
Yeah, it can't be something that you take to heart like a real thing.
Okay, when you say it's not a real place, it's real people who drive the internet, because without people on it, it's not existing, right? People are making it what it is.
But
I agree.
You can
Real
fake,
people.
You can fake
Fake
somebody
something.
online though.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
people
Okay.
could be anonymous and be like, just say a whole bunch of hoopla or whatever, and be anonymous, but they wouldn't say it to your face.
I mean, because like the camera makes me look short, but I'm really 6'2" in real life. I'm just
Yeah,
kidding. I'm
you
just
funny.
playing.
I mean,
I had to try it.
I be speaking the real. Like, I be genuine myself when I'm online. When I'm on social media, whether I'm on IG, whether I'm on Facebook. That's why I go live sometimes. That's why I make videos sometimes. That's why I'm here on this podcast. I'm genuinely me. So when you say it's not a real place, it's like this is a real place. And to me, it's a real place because you really authentically have these things going on. You authentically have characters right? Who are playing a role. You authentically.
But you just said authentically playing a role.
Because because in reality, like you're an actress, right? You're when you're behind a film set doing whatever, a series, movie, or whatever, you are a genuine, real human being, right? And you're purposely playing the role of the actress you're acting
but it's
out.
not real.
Right, because the first
You
thing
are
they,
real,
but
though.
the first thing
You
they tell
are
you,
real.
what the first thing they tell kids, don't mimic this at home. It's just a movie.
Right.
You
so
know what I'm saying? So
we can either choose, right? We are real human beings, and we're choosing to either be who we are, like who we are on our birth certificate, our authentic character, or we can choose to what? Play a role, be some sort of actress, be some sort of actor, play some sort of animation thing, be somebody we imagine in our mind. You know what I'm saying? That's what I mean.
I get it, but with taking your definition, it makes me think of social media as fake, because you can be whoever you want to be. Like, there's lots of like, man, there's so many, like, people only will, most of the time, they will only show the good parts of their life. You don't see them showing like the realness, the rawness, the down parts. Everything just looks happy-go-lucky, like, oh, I'm in a relationship, or I'm working out, or I'm eating good, I'm going traveling here, I'm traveling there, and it makes people want what you want. Little do they know, like, yeah, I have all this stuff, but I'm sad, I'm depressed, I'm battling.
You ain't running to my page. You ain't running to my page.
I'll take it a step further. It's social media is an extreme of expression. So you have people who consistently show the positive or the adventures or the vacations. You know, it makes them feel better. It's uplifting. It's a good time. That's it's generally what it started for. You have some people who go through a lot and they show the tragedies. They show the pain. They show the cop killings. They show the beatings. They show, that's their way of expressing their master anger. What you don't see often, I mean, sometimes you do, but what you rarely see is somebody waking up in the morning, going to work, and having a regular day. And, struggling at their job, or having a great day at their job, or, just being normal person A versus this exciting life or this extremely tragic life they want to reach out and get reaction to. Social media is very reactionary, and for the people like Sean, who typically we'd rather get on here and share what we study. We'd rather get on here, like myself, I get on here and talk about business. I talk about some things I do, but then I'm back to work, because I don't have a lot of time to try to create a whole different character of myself for entertainment. But that doesn't take away the enjoyment of laughing at other people and shorts and memes and things that happen. So I get it both ways. I mean, I jokingly call it not a real place because, like I said, people get to live out their fantasies. But I 100% agree with you when you said these are real people who feel this way. These are their real emotions that they're putting out there because they feel like they want to be seen under this light.
Okay, let me take it back to you said you don't see you don't see some of the drama or the trauma.
Oh no, that's all it is. Social media just brings up drama. Like, sometimes I have to find myself, if I'm comparing my life and if I find myself not being satisfied with my life, I'm like, maybe I need to like stay away, get off of social media for a while to kind of reset.
Yeah.
Because you do get stuck because it's so quick and you doom scroll and all that stuff, and then depending on what you see, it pulls more in, and then you see it constantly. Sometimes you forget to be thankful for the things that you do have, and I'll be like, I need a reset, because I try to stay off social media like once a week, because I probably should be doing more, but once a week, because I'm like, that's too much, like, especially like, because if you think about it, like, even like little kids, that you could get in a dark place.
Well, I've actually let out, a piece of my mind a couple of times on live.
Yeah.
I have.
You definitely put yourself out there on live. I'm gonna be honest. I'm more of a shorts fanatic. I get on there. I'm handling my personal business, going through the shorts.
Comedy.
And then I'm back to back to work or back to real life. But I'll stop. I'll need a break from something. I'll get on there. I love the comedy shorts. That's how I found out about Mojo Brooks. Like,
Yeah.
So I love the shorts aspect of it. But again, I look around me and see the effects it has on certain people. One of the things we wanted to touch on, outside of social media, the challenges single mothers have to make in this new advanced world that we're in. When we were growing up, it was a challenge for single mothers, just period. I mean, there always is, But now in this new world where you still have to be careful of the streets, have to make sure they're doing good in school. And now you have to think about technology.
Yeah.
You have to think about social media. You have to think about predators. You have to think about their friends. Like, the pressure is not left at school after 8 hours. It's in their face consistently once they're of age to have a device.
Yep.
As a person with experience in this world, around kids and raising your own kids and knowing people with older kids, what's the difference versus how we grew up without these devices versus now?
I mean, my kids don't. I don't want my kids to have any of that stuff. Like, we hardly, when they're at home with me, they hardly watch TV. Like, I'm trying to teach my kids, like, hey, you know what? If you guys want like a kingdom mindset and stuff like that, like, if you look at kings and queens, you think that they're just slaving away in front of a TV. Like, no, they're doing stuff. They're walking in purpose. They're doing things to advance themselves. And I tell my daughter, I go, are you a princess? And she goes, yeah. I go, and I would tell my son, I go, are you a prince? He'd be like, yeah. I go, then we need to act like it. Like, we have purpose. Like, we need to walk in it. Like, it's fun. It's okay to do every once in a while. You know what I mean?
First of all, shout out to your daughter. I don't like to put kids' names out here, but this little girl came in here and ran a podcast segment for me. I was like, hey, hit this button, this button, this button, and make sure it do what it do. And sure enough, one of the best shows we ever had. So, again, we talked about it last time. Shout out to the courage that she had to say yes. We gave her a camera and she was in here going crazy. Like, it was just,
she loves it.
She loves
the camera.
It's incredible. And Sean, we talk about this all the time. We see a lot of kids with what we do. We see some kids who, like Janelle says, are kind of limited on their device access, and some kids are raised by devices. What's your opinion on that?
My opinion is more books. I remember growing up elementary school, right? We used to have the catalog where you can pick out a couple of books and you would beg your parents to get a couple of for you when you had the book fair.
Yes. I already knew not to bring it to my parents because it'd be like, nah, that's too expensive. I ain't buying
that little
nothing.
newspaper
Like,
you could check it and get your little 5 books.
Yep.
Then we had the book bus that would come to our neighborhood,
More
and we could
books.
read books off the bus.
More books, more educational books.
Yeah.
Like, teach them outside of the school, right? You still practice with your reading, right? Still practice with your spelling, practice with your math, right? Stuff like that.
Got to count your money.
Right.
Oh,
Math
I'm
is
teaching
important.
my kids
Also
that
money,
right now.
finances too. Like now, a few years back, one of the financial advisors we had, right? They said they gave their children this book to read, and it was really about financial literacy, and they were learning that in elementary school. You know what I mean? So my thing is more books for the children. I mean, toys are cool. I just, like I was saying to him, if we ever had children, get them toys, but not gendered role toys. Get them educational
Learning
books.
tools. Yeah, so they can grow.
Right, so they can actually expand their mind,
Their minds are sponges, especially when they're young.
exactly. You know what I mean? So outside of the school, we're supposed to be teaching our children at home, and more books, less devices. Devices are cool. They have their place. Like the internet, I call it the gift of fire. Right?
For sure.
The gift of fire. Fire can burn. However, fire provides good things like light and heat and warmth.
Yeah. Safety for
But
your food.
contained.
Exactly. So you learn.
Right, but contained.
Contained. Yeah.
You know.
Contained. And you learn how to operate it. You learn its functions. You learn to respect it. Right? So, yeah.
You have to, because a wildfire can destroy.
As we see going on
in Oregon. And shout out to those people, blessings to you. Stay strong.
Yeah.
We deal with this a lot in California, so our prayers are out to you. We want to see everyone make it out safe as possible.
Washington and Oregon as well too.
Yeah, that's that's a big thing. That wildfires are nothing to play with. A lot of families' lives are just uprooted and changed for a long time, if not forever.
For real.
I just without leaving the subject, I want to kind of ask this question as well. Imagination. There's a lot more creatives in the world now because of the technology. Do you think children are able to be more imaginative with this technology versus always dreaming from the books? Or do you think they're missing a piece of that imagination because they don't have to just use their mind without actually something physically being able to touch and create it?
I think it's limited. Because then you're only boxed into this is how you could create. People are afraid now, no matter what age. People are afraid to be bored.
Afraid to be bored.
Yes, you can't just sit there now. Like I have nothing to do. Let me doom scroll or let me go on social media. Where it's like, I feel like the Lord made boredom so that we could come up with new inventions, new ideas, new songs, new movies. Like if you are busy doing all these other things, binge watching, not even just social media, binge watching, doing stuff that really doesn't help advance what your gifts are and helps sharpen it, you're wasting it. Like you're wasting you're wasting so much time. I remember when I was working this job where like it was pretty slow at the hospital, and I remember in a month or two I started Criminal Minds, and within a month at the end of the month I was already on season 6. Season 6. That's terrible. Do you understand how many hours? That's 12 hours that a day that I would use to, what I could have done with that. And so when I realized that I was already on season 6 and I've only been there for like a month, I was like, I could be doing something else. And that's when I started let me write music again.
Right.
I started writing music. Yeah. I started doing all that stuff again and just writing. Like,
you got creative again.
Yeah.
You got to find that happy medium, right? That balance, right?
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. And wifey knows this. I used to really love playing my PlayStation as a way to relax. Now, don't get me wrong. I was a person that worked 12-hour days, 13-hour days. So I'm always working. When I get home, throwing a little 2K, a little NCAA football, a little Madden, chilling. And then one day I was just like, man, I'm playing this game and I'm wasting so much time. I just need to take some time away from the game and do more focus on this other stuff. Next thing I know it, I'm doing so much other stuff. I'm not even playing the game no more. Like I'm so focused on taking care of the business, and I'm still enjoying myself because I'm doing what I love and what I was meant to do. And I don't feel like I'm missing anything from not just sitting around. I don't want to say wasting time because there are people who can make money from the game.
Right,
it's just that was not one of my blessings. So I'd rather kind of hang out where my blessings are. And so I don't miss it. Only thing I miss the conversation with my friends I made, but I enjoy meeting new people. I enjoy working with my wife. I enjoy working with all the different artists I work with. I enjoy having this space.
Yeah.
I enjoy hearing people's opinions. Like you said something earlier about our conversation with the device. You said, we limit the access. They don't just have it readily available at all times. And that's smart. It reminds me of a saying, raise a child in the way they should go. If you want them to be focused in a certain area, you raise them that way. You just don't let them wander.
Yeah, but we also, people have to recognize too, like for me personally, like I'm not going to tell my kid one thing and then do the opposite. Be like, why are you doing it? I used to hate that when my parents would do that. I'd be like, well, because I said so. Like, no, they learn by example. Like, I don't want to be a hypocrite. Like, if I tell them something, I let my kids tell me, if mommy is not doing it, you could put me on blast. You could hold me accountable. And best believe my daughter will be like, mommy, you said, I know, dang it. Okay.
Right.
You're right. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So you don't live by that do as I say, not as I do, old school.
Because I don't know everything. Yeah. And honestly, like the way their hearts are pure, I know that I used to tend to think that like, okay, I have to teach these kids and things like that. But honestly, they're teaching me stuff. Like there's so much wisdom in that little girl. Like she surprises me. I'm like, who are you? I don't understand. Yeah. She has so much wisdom. And I'm like, I feel like we don't, just because they're little, it doesn't mean they're dumb. I
Right.
feel like they can see things that we don't see. They can hear things that we don't hear.
Yep.
Like, like it says in the word, childlike faith. We need
Yep.
to be more like that, but we're so enclosed to everything and so busy with other stuff, we don't get to see what kids can actually bring to the table.
You know,
Right.
I got one question, and this was from another arena I was looking at. So when Torch said, "Raise or train up a child the way they should go, and they won't depart from it," right? So there was a question raised of why don't modern grandparents want to help raise their grandchildren? You know what I'm saying? And listening to what you're saying about some of the old school teaching we got from our parents and now their grandparents, like I personally, you know, I have my thoughts about it, but I'm not a grandparent, and I don't know about just dropping your children off to, you know, your parents and be like, hey, you know, go ahead and take them. I mean, yeah, help out every now and then, but I'm like, you know, what do you feel about that question? Because some people think that, hey, you know, grandparents should readily take their grandchildren
Right.
at the drop of a dime.
No, it's, if they do, the great. I don't think people should be dependent on that, or like they what's the word? Oh, they expect it. Like that's,
Yeah.
I feel like that's taking advantage of them.
Mm.
I mean, my parents, they would be like, "Give me them babies," and I'm like, "No, I want to be with them. Those are my babies."
Yeah.
But so I'm blessed in that sense. But like I know people who, like, with their parents, they'd be like, just using their parents, like, oh, I'm like, not even just for work, like, oh, I'm gonna go out, oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. Like, they'd be really taking advantage of it.
Mm.
But I mean, aside from that, like, sometimes, like, retirement money is not enough now. People are they still need to work.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That part.
Like, people are still working now, that because that now their kids are all raised and grown, they're doing stuff that they couldn't do when they were raising their kids.
That
It's time for
part.
them to live their life. Like, that's
Yeah.
not fair.
I was
know
actually
what I
going to
mean?
say that,
Yeah.
that generation of grandparents, this generation of grandparents are in much better shape. They're much healthier. They were able to work. They were able to save money. They're able to travel. They're able to do things. But not just that. They raised kids and children who got their life together.
Yeah.
So it's not the same necessity that it once was, again, when we were kind of coming up, where we had to go stay with the grandparents because our parents had to work 2 jobs or had to do this extra just to be able to kind of maintain. Whereas now, a lot of our kids are a lot of our generation are college educated, or, hard workers, or been on jobs so many years where their kids are raised in a much more stable environment. And not to mention, like I said, grandmama's still fine in her mind, so she out there, still enjoying life.
Grandma and grandpa sometimes are not,
Man.
like, they're not in their retirement age. A lot of grandparents nowadays are younger than us. You know what I'm saying?
The 60-year-olds I see out there still moving and handling business and living life are nothing like the 60-year-olds I saw growing up. And I have a strong thought that that's going to continue on.
Yeah.
As people continue to eat healthier, as pay more attention to their body and their health overall.
Yep.
And not only that, again, here we go with technology. It makes so much of life much more easier. Why do I need to go bug my parents when I can just give you a tablet? How some parents feel. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
to bring it back full circle, grandparents are wonderful.
Yeah.
But like you said, they got to live a life. But I just don't think the need is there anymore, and the want for family like it used to be. It's not as it was, because everybody's spreading out. People are moving. People are going to different places.
Yeah.
They're living adventurous. It's no longer, we grew up in this community. We're part of this community. We all stay here for several generations. It's like, hey, I want to live here. You want to live here.
Yep.
Yeah,
We'll
some people
visit
are trying to
grandma.
live away from their family.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, some grandparents, if you have a child at 21, right? And your child grows up, and as soon as they turn 21, they have a child. Now you're a grandparent at 42,
42.
43, right? 43-year-old grandparent can't just take the child, because what? They have to work
They
too.
have
Still,
work,
yeah,
yeah.
they still got to work. They still have to go outside sometimes and make supplemental income, and they can't just drop everything. Yeah, I think they would assist at times. However, just expecting
once in a while.
every once in a while.
Every once in a while,
It,
not
like Tor said, the dynamics have changed. The dynamics have changed with the age.
So many things have changed.
Yeah, so many things have
Cost of
changed.
living has
Yeah,
changed. You
so-
can't
Cost of
just sit
living.
around and be like,
So we adjust.
I'm gonna stay home and watch kids
Yeah.
all day.
But even
like
in
you-
just
yeah.
like a sense of like visually, like I saw this thing on stupid social media. Like, okay,
Here
did
we
you know
go.
like the Golden Girl? You know Golden Girls, right? With like Betty
Yep.
White and whatever. So Golden Girls were the same age as the women in Sex and the City. I think I can't remember, and they look totally different.
The makeup.
They look totally different. The way they dress, the way they appear. Like
Yes.
the Golden Girls, they were funny, but they look older. Whereas
Mhm.
it's the Sex and the City girls, they're the same age. I forgot which number it was. They're the same age, and yet they don't look
Different lifestyle, man. Different
Yeah.
generation.
It's different.
Before-
Everything's just different now.
Yeah.
Before we get out of here, I do want to ask one last question with the technology and the kids. How do you feel about your children coming up with AI? Do you allow them to kind of learn it as it's becoming part of normal society, or do you try to allow them to grow with their own imagination before they start attaching to the technology?
Oh, I don't know. I don't think my kids really know anything about AI.
You don't
Like, they
you don't
know.
think they know anything about AI just
No,
yet?
They're 4 and 6. Like they
Or-
be like, we play with Legos. Like we
Yeah.
play with Legos and we're
Right.
drawing. Like
Okay.
I don't, I mean, that's the thing too. Like, and they don't go to public school. They're
they're homeschooled.
They're homeschooled. It's
Okay,
like,
that's
a hybrid
awesome.
thing because you got to be careful what they're teaching.
Yeah.
And,
Sure.
like people are getting mad. Like, oh, this is what they're teaching at. If you have a problem with it, stop
yeah. With
stop
the
complaining about it.
And do something
And
about it, right?
then do something. Like I hate when people complain about stuff but they don't do anything about it. Like if you have a problem, like you can't change everything, but you can protect your kids. Stop
Yeah.
stop counting on the government to protect your kids. Those are your kids. You protect
Right.
them.
Yeah.
You protect what's going in there, what they're seeing, what they're
Yep.
watching,
Yep.
what they're learning. Like you have control over that. Like even the same thing. Like some people are like, I want my kid to go to a private school or whatever because it's safer or blah blah blah. It's not necessarily safer either because you don't know
Right.
what's going on in those people's homes. It is
Right.
not.
Yep.
It is not a school's job to teach them like
Yep.
a good foundation.
Right.
That starts out in the home. If you want them
Starts
to
at home.
have like some religious or spiritual aspect, don't depend on the school.
Yeah.
You need to set an example and do it at home. It
Absolutely.
starts at home.
Y'all
That's
heard it here
supplemental.
first.
Yeah.
Right here on I Wish You Was podcast. We
Yeah.
got it from a real OG over there. She's over there spitting wisdom. I was over here
Dang.
like, what?
Like, yeah.
Sounding solid and everything. I almost had to tilt my hat one time. Like, what? But yeah, no. Thank you again for coming out. We really
Yeah,
enjoyed
thank
you.
you.
Wife, really great job today.
Oh, for
you know
sure.
what I mean?
Oh,
Um,
thank her.
This was a good episode. I had a good time.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm glad we back in the rotation because it just feels good to be back in the seat.
Yeah.
So, anything to say before we go?
Y'all tap in. I Wish You Woods. Raiders podcast with Torch One coming. He gonna have a co-host for that. I'm not gonna be in the chair for that because I don't know much about sports like he does. You know what I'm saying? He's like a sports Bible over here. But yeah, y'all
I
stay
ain't gonna
tuned
call
for
it a
that.
sports Bible, but I'm a real Raider though. You know, we gonna get it in. Janelle, any things coming up, or shout out your movie that you were just in that just released. Where can we watch that movie?
Oh my gosh. It's on Amazon Prime and it is on Tubi.
What's it called?
Look behind.
Oh, come on.
Promo.
Come on.
This is free promo, man. You know the world is watching. Oh my God, we definitely.
I totally forgot. Oh my gosh! Wait, I gotta make sure what it's
Come
called.
on, come
You
on,
go
with it,
back.
come on,
we
with
gonna
it.
give
Yeah,
her. We'll
hold
give her
on,
a few
hold
minutes
on,
to
hold on.
find next. We
Free
need to
promo.
bring that
Hold on,
back.
hold on.
Free
Free promo
promo.
for the movie. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my gosh.
Actress.
Shout
I
out.
feel
Up and coming.
silly.
You know what I'm
Hold on,
saying?
hold on.
Overcoming. Do you
Yeah,
remember the
yeah.
director?
Hold on. Yeah, Eric McCall. Look
Eric
behind. I keep saying left behind. I'm
Look
tripping.
behind. Shout out
Look
Eric
behind.
McCall.
Look
Look behind.
behind.
Look behind.
You check it out on Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
Can you catch it on Tubi yet or no?
Yes, Tubi.
Catch it on Tubi.
I will. If you guys are interested in hip hop, me and my hip hop dance crew, Natural Grind, will be. We're starting our new season. I'll keep you guys updated on like our performances and stuff.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, we're gonna have you back for a third time.
I mean, I'm not gonna wait 2 months for it.
Oh, shot. Bing, 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 bing.
You know,
Wow.
I got you. I got you, big bro. I got you.
Says the person who was late today.
Oh,
Okay. Hey, you know, Filipino time. Sorry.
And on that point, we're going to go ahead and get on out of here. Thank y'all for watching I Wish You Woods.
Yeah.
I wish you tune into another podcast before you tune into this one. Have a good night, y'all.
Peace.